amid the vast desert landscapes of ancient Egypt, where the Nile River carved a lifeline through the arid sands. There once stood a civilization unmatched in ambition and grandeur. This was the era of the Fourth Dynasty, a time when the pharaohs of Egypt were not just rulers but gods in human form, commanding not only their people but also the natural world itself. Among these pharaohs was Khufu, known to the Greeks as Cheops, a name etched into history as the mastermind behind the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But behind the towering legacy of Khufu lies the story of a woman whose quiet strength and unwavering resolve helped shape the destiny of a kingdom, Queen Meritites I. In the chronicles of history, Meritites I is a name often overshadowed by her husband's monumental achievements. The Great Pyramid, with its precise architecture and staggering scale, stands as a testament to Khufu's ambition. Yet, the silent whispers of time suggest that without Meritites I, the vision of this golden era might have remained unfulfilled. She was not merely a queen but a strategist, a nurturer, and a spiritual anchor whose influence reverberated through the corridors of power. Meritites I lived in a world where queens walked a delicate balance between visibility and silence, power and subservience, unlike the celebrated female rulers of later dynasties, such as Hatshepsut or Cleopatra. Meritites operated behind the scenes. Her role as the great royal wife demanded more than just ceremonial appearances. She was the binding force of a royal court where politics, religion, and legacy intertwined. She managed alliances, ensured the continuity of her dynasty, and safeguarded the divine status of the pharaoh. This story begins in a time when Egypt was at the height of its architectural and cultural evolution. The construction of monumental tombs and temples was not merely an expression of vanity but a reflection of the pharaoh's connection to the divine. Meritites, born into a noble family, understood this sacred connection long before she became Khufu's queen. Her upbringing, surrounded by the rituals and grandeur of Egyptian nobility, prepared her for a life of duty and influence. When Meritites married Khufu, she did not merely become his wife. She became an integral part of his rule. As the great royal wife, her role extended far beyond the domestic sphere. She managed the royal household, influenced court decisions, and played a pivotal role in the administration of the kingdom. Her marriage to Khufu was not just a union of 2 individuals but a convergence of power, strategy, and divine purpose. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza marked the zenith of Khufu's reign. But such an ambitious project required more than just the vision of a pharaoh. It demanded the coordination of resources, labor, and logistics on an unprecedented scale. While history credits Khufu with this monumental achievement, it is impossible to ignore the stabilizing presence of Meritites. Her ability to maintain the loyalty of the court, manage internal politics, and provide a sense of continuity likely played a crucial role in ensuring the success of such an endeavor. Meritites was also a mother, a role that carried immense significance in ancient Egypt. She bore Khufu several children, including Djedefre and Khafre, who would go on to inherit the throne. Her influence over their upbringing and preparation for leadership was vital in ensuring the continuity of the Fourth Dynasty. As a queen and a mother, she instilled in her children the values and strategies necessary to navigate the complexities of Egyptian politics and maintain their divine authority. Despite her significant contributions, Meritites I's legacy has often been overlooked. Her story has been pieced together from fragments, tomb inscriptions, archaeological discoveries, and the sparse records left by ancient scribes. Yet, these fragments paint a picture of a woman whose quiet strength and resilience were indispensable to the grandeur of Khufu's reign. As we journey through the life of Meritites I, we will explore the various facets of her existence, her role as a queen, a wife, a mother, and a spiritual figure. We will delve into the challenges she faced, the decisions she influenced, and the legacy she left behind. Through her story, we will gain a deeper understanding of the women who stood behind the great pharaohs of Egypt, shaping their legacies and ensuring the survival of one of history's most remarkable civilizations. In the sands of Giza, where the Great Pyramid casts its long shadow, the story of Meritites I waits to be uncovered. She may not have commanded armies or ruled in her own name, but her influence can be felt in the enduring legacy of the Fourth Dynasty. This is her story, the silent queen who stood beside one of history's most ambitious rulers and helped build a legacy that would last for millennia. The story of Meritites I begins not with her reign as queen, but in the flourishing heart of Egypt's Fourth Dynasty, a time when ambition and divinity intertwined to define the very fabric of life. She was born into a noble family during the reign of Sneferu, the pioneering pharaoh who laid the architectural foundations for the dynasty's greatest achievements. Sneferu was known for his innovative approach to pyramid building, transitioning from the step pyramids of earlier generations to the smooth-sided pyramids that would become the hallmark of Egypt's might. Under his rule, the kingdom prospered, providing an environment rich in culture, religion, and political structure, one that would deeply influence the young Meritites. Meritites grew up surrounded by the grandeur and traditions of the royal court, a world that demanded both obedience and cunning from its women. Daughters of noble families like hers were groomed from an early age to navigate the complexities of courtly life. They were taught the intricacies of diplomacy, the importance of religious observance, and the delicate art of maintaining harmony in a world dominated by male rulers. Though the specifics of Meritites' early life remain shrouded in mystery, the lessons she absorbed during her formative years undoubtedly shaped the woman who would become one of Egypt's most influential queens. Her marriage to Khufu was not merely a matter of romance, but a calculated union that reflected the political and spiritual priorities of the time. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was considered the earthly embodiment of Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship, and his wife was more than a consort. She was a vital extension of his divine authority. As the great royal wife, Meritites was entrusted with the sacred duty of ensuring the continuation of the royal lineage and the stability of the throne. Her union with Khufu was a merging of powerful bloodlines, designed to strengthen the pharaoh's claim to divinity and cement the dynasty's legacy. Meritites entered Khufu's life at a pivotal moment. Sneferu, Khufu's father, had established a precedent of monumental ambition with the construction of the Red Pyramid and the Bent Pyramid at Dahshur. These architectural marvels were more than tombs. They were statements of divine power and earthly dominance. As Khufu ascended the throne, he was acutely aware of the immense legacy he was expected to uphold. The young pharaoh, though ambitious, needed allies who could help him navigate the complexities of rulership. In Meritites, he found not only a wife but a partner capable of managing the intricate web of alliances and rivalries that characterized life in the royal court. Life in the palace was a blend of ceremony and strategy. Meritites quickly proved herself adept at managing the royal household, a sprawling network of officials, servants, and artisans whose work was essential to the functioning of the kingdom. Her ability to maintain order and harmony within the palace freed Khufu to focus on his grand vision for Egypt, a vision that would culminate in the construction of the Great Pyramid at Giza. While Khufu is often credited as the mastermind behind this monumental project, it is impossible to ignore the role Meritites played in creating the conditions necessary for such an endeavor. Her management of court politics, her ability to secure the loyalty of key officials, and her unwavering support of her husband's ambitions were all crucial to the success of the pyramid's construction. Outside the palace, Meritites' influence extended into the spiritual realm. Ancient Egypt was a deeply religious society, and the pharaoh's rule was legitimized through his relationship with the gods. As queen, Meritites played a central role in upholding the kingdom's spiritual balance. She was a patroness of temples, a participant in sacred rituals, and a mediator between the divine and the earthly. Her devotion to the gods not only reinforced Khufu's divine status but also endeared her to the people, who saw her as a protector of Ma'at, the principle of cosmic order and justice that underpinned Egyptian society. The early years of Khufu's reign were marked by both triumphs and challenges. While he inherited a prosperous kingdom, he also faced the daunting task of consolidating power and ensuring the loyalty of regional governors and priests. Meritites was instrumental in these efforts. Her position as great royal wife gave her access to the inner workings of the kingdom, and her keen understanding of court dynamics allowed her to navigate the treacherous waters of palace intrigue. She was a trusted advisor to Khufu, offering insights and counsel that helped him make critical decisions. As the years passed, Meritites and Khufu's partnership deepened. Together, they presided over a court that was both a center of political power and a hub of cultural innovation. Artists, architects, and scribes flourished under their patronage, creating works that reflected the grandeur of their reign. It was during this time that plans for the Great Pyramid began to take shape. Khufu envisioned a tomb that would not only secure his place in the afterlife, but also serve as a lasting testament to his divine authority. Such an ambitious project required the mobilization of vast resources, the coordination of thousands of workers, and the unwavering support of the royal court, all of which were made possible by Meritite's steady hand. Even as she fulfilled her duties as queen, Meritites embraced her role as a mother, a responsibility that carried immense significance in ancient Egypt. She bore Khufu several children, including sons who would later ascend the throne. Among them were Djedefre and Khafre, whose reigns would continue the legacy of their father and solidify the Fourth Dynasty's place in history. Meritite's influence over her children was profound. She instilled in them the values of leadership, piety, and resilience, preparing them for the challenges they would face as rulers. Her role as a mother was not confined to the domestic sphere. It was an extension of her responsibility to the kingdom, ensuring the continuity of the dynasty and the stability of Egypt. Through her marriage to Khufu, Meritites became a central figure in one of the most dynamic periods of Egyptian history. She was a queen, a strategist, a mother, and a spiritual leader whose contributions were integral to the success of her husband's reign. Yet, her story is not one of overt power or grand proclamations. Instead, it is a testament to the quiet strength and resilience of a woman who understood the weight of her role and embraced it with grace and determination. As the dawn of their dynasty gave way to the height of its glory, Meritites remained a steadfast presence in Khufu's life. Her influence, though often understated, was felt in every corner of the kingdom, from the grandeur of the royal court to the sacred temples of the gods. She was the silent pillar that supported one of the most ambitious reigns in Egyptian history, a queen whose legacy, though often overshadowed by her husband's fame, continues to echo through the sands of time. In the sprawling halls of the royal palace, where politics, religion, and governance intersected, Queen Meritites I emerged as a quiet yet formidable force. Her influence was not wielded through grand proclamations or visible demonstrations of power, but through the artful management of the kingdom's intricate web of relationships and responsibilities. As the great royal wife of Pharaoh Khufu, she carried a title that signified more than just her marriage. It was a position of immense trust, responsibility, and symbolic importance in a society that saw its rulers as living gods. From the moment she became queen, Meritites understood the delicate balance she had to maintain. Khufu's ambition was vast, and his vision for Egypt required the loyalty of nobles, the unwavering support of the priesthood, and the labor of countless individuals. Meritites became a cornerstone of this vision, not by seeking attention but by ensuring that the kingdom's complex machinery functioned seamlessly. Within the palace, she was the unifying presence that kept the court stable, a task that required both intelligence and diplomacy. Her days were filled with duties that extended far beyond the royal chambers. The palace was a hive of activity, with scribes, artisans, and officials constantly moving to and fro. As queen, Meritites presided over the management of the royal household, a microcosm of the larger kingdom. Every decision, from the allocation of resources to the organization of court ceremonies, bore her influence, Her ability to handle these responsibilities with grace and efficiency earned her the respect of those around her, even if her contributions often went unacknowledged in the official records. The court of Khufu was a place of both grandeur and tension. It was here that alliances were forged, rivalries were nurtured, and the future of Egypt was shaped. Meritites was no stranger to the subtleties of court politics. Her upbringing had prepared her for the challenges of navigating a world where every gesture and word could carry profound implications. As queen, she became an expert in reading the undercurrents of court life, identifying potential threats to the throne, and finding ways to neutralize them without conflict. This ability was crucial in maintaining the stability that Khufu needed to pursue his monumental projects. Meritite's influence was particularly evident in her interactions with the priesthood, a powerful institution that played a central role in legitimizing the pharaoh's rule. Ancient Egypt was a deeply religious society, and the king's authority was rooted in his connection to the divine. As the great royal wife, Meritites shared in this sacred responsibility. She participated in religious rituals, offered patronage to temples, and ensured that the kingdom's spiritual foundations remained strong. Her devotion to the gods was not only a personal commitment but also a political strategy that reinforced the divine status of the royal family. Among the many temples that benefited from her patronage was one dedicated to Hathor, the goddess of love, fertility, and motherhood. Hathor was a deity closely associated with queenship, and Meritite's support for her cult reflected her understanding of the symbolic power of her role. Through her patronage, she strengthened her position within the court and among the people, who saw her as a mediator between the divine and the mortal realms. Her involvement in religious affairs also complemented Khufu's efforts to consolidate his rule, as it provided a sense of continuity and stability in a time of great ambition and change. Meritite's relationship with Khufu was one of mutual respect and partnership. While the pharaoh was the public face of the dynasty, it was clear to those within the court that Meritites played an integral role in his success. Her ability to manage the court, mediate disputes, and maintain the loyalty of key figures allowed Khufu to focus on his grand vision for Egypt. Their partnership was not one of equals in the modern sense, but it was a union that reflected the complementary strengths of both individuals. Khufu's ambition and Meritite's pragmatism created a dynamic that enabled the dynasty to flourish. The construction of the Great Pyramid at Giza was a testament to this partnership. While Khufu's name is forever associated with this architectural marvel, it is impossible to ignore the support that Meritites provided during its creation. The logistics of building such a structure were staggering, requiring the coordination of thousands of workers, the transportation of massive stone blocks, and the management of resources on an unprecedented scale. Meritite's role in maintaining the stability of the court and the loyalty of the kingdom's administrators was critical to the success of this endeavor. Without her efforts, Khufu's vision might have remained a mere dream. Outside the palace, Meritites was seen as a figure of compassion and wisdom. Though the lives of queens were often confined to the royal court, Meritites found ways to connect with the people of Egypt. Her patronage of temples and her participation in public ceremonies made her a visible symbol of the dynasty's commitment to the gods and to the well-being of the kingdom. The people revered her as a motherly figure, someone who embodied the ideals of Ma'at, the principle of order and justice that governed Egyptian society. This connection to the people was another way in which Meritites strengthened the foundations of Khufu's reign. As the years passed, Meritite's influence only grew. Her ability to navigate the complexities of court life, her dedication to the gods, and her unwavering support for her husband made her an indispensable figure in the royal court. She was not a ruler in her own right, but her contributions to the kingdom were no less significant. Through her quiet strength and resilience, she ensured that the Fourth Dynasty remained stable and prosperous, even in the face of challenges. Meritite's life was not without its difficulties. The pressures of court life, the demands of her role as queen, and the challenges of maintaining harmony in a world rife with ambition and rivalry required immense fortitude. Yet, She faced these challenges with grace and determination, earning the admiration of those who knew her. Her legacy, though often overshadowed by the grandeur of Khufu's achievements, is a testament to the power of quiet leadership and the enduring impact of a woman who understood the true meaning of duty. Through her role as the silent pillar of the throne, Meritites I shaped the destiny of Egypt in ways that are often overlooked by history. Her story is one of resilience, intelligence, and devotion, a story that reminds us of the profound influence that women have had in shaping the course of civilizations. As the Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a testament to Khufu's ambition, so too does it stand as a silent tribute to the queen who helped make it possible. Meritites may not have sought the spotlight, but her contributions to the kingdom remain an enduring part of Egypt's legacy. The sands of Giza shimmered under the relentless sun as workers toiled day and night to fulfill one of the most ambitious visions in human history. The Great Pyramid, Khufu's legacy to the ages, began to rise from the desert floor, its foundation rooted not only in stone but in the dreams of an immortal kingdom. Yet behind the pharaoh's grand endeavor was a figure whose quiet influence helped transform vision into reality. Meritites I, the great royal wife, whose dedication, foresight, and subtle power ensured the project's success. Meritites understood the monumental task her husband had undertaken. Building a structure of such immense scale was more than an architectural challenge. It was a statement of divine authority, a proclamation that Khufu's reign was blessed by the gods and destined to last for eternity. For the pyramid to become a reality, it required not just the physical labor of thousands but the unity of a kingdom. This was where Meritites' influence became indispensable. The logistical demands of the pyramid were staggering. Limestone and granite blocks weighing several tons each had to be quarried, transported, and precisely placed. Workers needed to be housed, fed, and managed, a task that required careful planning and vast resources. The project could not afford delays, and any disruption in the kingdom, whether political, social, or spiritual, could jeopardize its completion. Meritites, as the queen and the pharaoh's trusted partner, took on the role of stabilizer, ensuring that the kingdom's intricate systems worked in harmony. Within the palace, Meritites acted as Khufu's confidant and strategist. The pharaoh's attention was often consumed by the details of construction, from the design of the pyramid's inner chambers to the alignment of its edges with celestial points. Meritites took on the responsibility of managing the royal household and maintaining the loyalty of court officials, freeing Khufu to focus on his vision. Her ability to mediate disputes, negotiate alliances, and ensure the smooth operation of the court made her an invaluable partner in the endeavor. Meritites' influence extended beyond the palace walls. As queen, she was deeply involved in the spiritual life of the kingdom, a role that took on heightened importance during the construction of the pyramid. The project was not just a tomb, it was a temple to the gods, a bridge between the mortal and divine realms. Meritites worked closely with the priesthood to ensure that the pyramid's construction adhered to religious principles. She sponsored ceremonies to honor the gods, sought their blessings for the workers, and oversaw the rituals that consecrated the pyramid as a sacred space. Her devotion to the gods was particularly evident in her relationship with Hathor, the goddess of motherhood, love, and joy. Hathor's temples became focal points of Meritites' spiritual activities, and her patronage of the goddess solidified her connection to the divine. Through these actions, Meritites reinforced the idea that the royal family's rule was ordained by the gods, an idea that was critical to maintaining the kingdom's stability during such an ambitious project. The workers who labored on the pyramid often spoke of the queen with reverence. Though their lives were far removed from the palace's splendor, they felt the influence of Meritites I and the rituals that honored their toil and the provisions that sustained them. It was said that the queen took a personal interest in the welfare of the workers, ensuring that they were treated fairly and their needs met. This connection to the laborers not only increased their loyalty to the project but also strengthened the bond between the royal family and the people. Meritites also played a crucial role in managing the political dynamics of the kingdom. The construction of the Great Pyramid demanded significant resources, which required the cooperation of Egypt's regional governors and administrators. These officials, who controlled the flow of materials and labor from their respective regions, were vital to the project's success. Meritites' diplomatic skills were instrumental in securing their loyalty and addressing any tensions that arose. She understood the importance of maintaining balance within the kingdom, and her ability to navigate the complexities of Egyptian politics ensured that the pyramid's construction remained on track. As the pyramid began to take shape, this progress became a source of pride and inspiration for the kingdom. The structure, visible from miles away, was a tangible representation of Khufu's power and the unity of his people. Meritites, too, felt a deep sense of fulfillment as she watched the project unfold. She knew that the pyramid was more than just a tomb for her husband. It was a legacy for their dynasty, a monument that would proclaim their greatness to future generations. However, the challenges of such an ambitious project were not without cost. The demands placed on the kingdom strained its resources, and there were moments when tensions threatened to disrupt the harmony that Meritites had worked so hard to maintain. Regional governors occasionally voiced concerns about the allocation of labor and materials, and some priests questioned whether the project diverted too much attention from the gods. In these moments of uncertainty, Meritites' calm and measured approach proved invaluable. She used her influence to mediate disputes, reassure the priesthood of the royal family's piety, and rally the kingdom around the shared goal of completing the pyramid. Her role as a mother also became intertwined with the pyramid's construction. Meritites took great care to involve her children in the project, teaching them the importance of unity, perseverance, and devotion to the gods. Djedefre and Khafre, her sons, were frequently present at ceremonies and inspections, learning firsthand about the responsibilities of leadership. Meritites knew that the pyramid was not just a testament to Khufu's reign but a foundation for their future as rulers. By including them in its creation, she ensured that they would carry forward the values and vision of the Fourth Dynasty. When the Great Pyramid was finally completed, it stood as a testament to the power of vision, unity, and faith. Its gleaming limestone casing reflected the sunlight, a beacon of Khufu's divine authority. For Meritites, the sight of the finished structure was a moment of profound pride and fulfillment. She had played an integral role in bringing her husband's dream to life, and she knew that the pyramid would stand as a symbol of their legacy for millennia. Yet, as the years passed and the sands of time began to obscure the details of history, Meritites' contributions were often overshadowed by the grandeur of the pyramid itself. Her name was not etched into its stones, nor were her efforts recorded in the grand inscriptions that celebrated Khufu's reign. But those who truly understood the story of the Great Pyramid knew that it was not just the work of a single man. It was the result of a partnership, a union of ambition and resilience, vision and pragmatism. Meritites may not have sought the spotlight, but her influence on the pyramid's creation and on the kingdom itself was undeniable. She was the silent force that kept the kingdom united, the stabilizing presence that allowed Khufu to pursue his monumental vision. Through her devotion to her husband, her faith in the gods, and her unwavering dedication to the kingdom, she ensured that the Great Pyramid would not only be built but would endure as a symbol of Egypt's greatness. As the sun set over the completed pyramid, casting long shadows across the desert, Meritites stood beside Khufu, gazing at the monument that would carry their legacy into eternity. It was a moment of triumph, not just for the pharaoh but for the queen who had made it possible. Her story, like the pyramid itself, was one of endurance, strength, and quiet determination, a story that continues to inspire, even as it remains hidden in the shadow of the sands. As the sun rose over the sprawling kingdom of Egypt, its golden rays illuminating the Great Pyramid of Giza, another force was at work in the royal palace. a queen's unwavering commitment to securing the future of her children and the dynasty they represented. Meritites I, the great royal wife, had always understood the weight of her responsibilities, but perhaps none was greater than her role as a mother. Her influence as a nurturer, educator, and strategist extended far beyond the palace walls, shaping not only the lives of her children but also the destiny of an entire civilization. The royal children of Khufu and Meritites grew up in an environment of unparalleled privilege and expectation. As the offspring of a pharaoh considered the living embodiment of Horus, they were destined to inherit the mantle of divine rulership. Yet with this divine right came immense pressure. Meritites, well aware of the challenges her children would face, took it upon herself to prepare them for their future roles. She instilled in them the values of leadership, diplomacy, and reverence for the gods, ensuring that they would be capable of carrying forward the legacy of the Fourth Dynasty. Among Meritites' children, two sons, Djedefre and Khafre, stood out as future rulers. Djedefre, the eldest, was groomed to succeed Khufu. Meritites took special care to guide him, recognizing the importance of continuity in maintaining the stability of the kingdom. She emphasized the significance of loyalty, justice, and piety, qualities that would be essential for a ruler tasked with upholding the divine order of Ma'at. Her teachings were not confined to abstract principles. She involved Djedefre in the daily affairs of the court, exposing him to the complexities of governance and the nuances of palace politics. Khafre, the younger of the two brothers, also benefited from Meritites' guidance. While Djedefre's path to the throne seemed assured, Meritites ensured that Khafre was equally well prepared for a life of leadership. She encouraged a sense of camaraderie between the brothers, fostering a bond that she hoped would prevent the kind of rivalries that had destabilized previous dynasties. Meritites knew that the strength of the royal family was essential to the kingdom's prosperity, and she worked tirelessly to maintain harmony among her children. Meritites' influence extended to her daughters as well, who played crucial roles in the royal court and the kingdom's religious life. As future wives of nobles and priests, her daughters were pivotal in forging alliances and strengthening the dynasty's connections to powerful families. Meritites taught them the importance of diplomacy and discretion, preparing them to navigate the complexities of court life with grace and intelligence. Despite Meritites' efforts to prepare her children for their roles, the challenges of royal life were inescapable. After Khufu's death, the question of succession became a point of contention. Djedefre ascended the throne, as Meritites had intended, but his reign was not without conflict. The ambitious nature of the royal court and the competing interests of regional governors and priests created an environment ripe for discord. Meritites, though no longer at the center of power, remained a stabilizing influence. She counseled Djedefre in his efforts to consolidate his rule, offering wisdom drawn from her years of experience. Djedefre's reign, however, was cut short under circumstances that remain shrouded in mystery. Whether due to political intrigue, illness, or other forces, his death marked a turning point for the Fourth Dynasty. Khafre, the younger brother, ascended the throne, and Meritites once again found herself playing a critical role in ensuring the dynasty's survival. Though her influence was less direct during Khafre's reign, her earlier guidance had left an indelible mark on his character. Khafre's decision to construct his own pyramid at Giza, standing alongside that of his father, reflected his deep respect for the legacy that Meritites and Khufu had built. Meritites' role as a mother was not confined to her biological children. It extended to the kingdom as a whole. She saw herself as a protector of the people, a figure whose actions ensured the stability and prosperity of Egypt. Her patronage of temples and her support for public works projects were not merely acts of piety, but also a reflection of her commitment to the welfare of the kingdom. She understood that the strength of a ruler lay not only in their ability to govern, but also in their connection to the people they served. Her legacy as a mother and a queen was immortalized in the Eastern Necropolis at Giza, where her tomb stands alongside those of Khufu's other family members. The location of her tomb, close to the Great Pyramid, was a testament to her importance within the royal family and the kingdom, though her name and contributions were often overshadowed by the grandeur of the pharaohs she supported. Her tomb stands as a silent reminder of the pivotal role she played in shaping Egypt's golden age. As the years passed and the dynasty's legacy continued to unfold, the lessons Meritites I imparted to her children endured. The values of unity, perseverance, and devotion that she instilled became guiding principles for her descendants, ensuring the stability of the kingdom even in the face of challenges. Meritites may not have ruled in her own right, but her influence as a mother, a queen, and a guardian of the dynasty was felt in every corner of the kingdom. Her story is one of quiet strength and enduring impact, a reminder that the foundations of greatness are often laid not by those who seek the spotlight but by those who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Meritites I's legacy as a mother extended far beyond the lives of her children. It shaped the course of Egyptian history, leaving an imprint that would last for millennia. The death of Pharaoh Khufu marked a pivotal moment in the Fourth Dynasty, a dynasty that had reached its zenith during his reign, with the Great Pyramid completed and Khufu's divine authority enshrined in stone. The question of succession loomed large over the kingdom. It was a time when the stability of Egypt relied on the unity of its royal family. But beneath the surface, tensions began to simmer. Meritites I, the great royal wife, found herself once again at the heart of Egypt's most pressing challenges, mediating family rivalries and preserving the legacy she and Khufu had worked so hard to build. After Khufu's passing, his eldest son, Djedefre, ascended to the throne. Djedefre's reign marked a departure from his father's monumental legacy in some respects. Unlike Khufu, whose Great Pyramid at Giza stood as a testament to his ambition, Djedefre chose to construct his pyramid at Abu Rawash, a site located further north. While the reasons for this choice remain unclear, historians speculate that it may have been a deliberate attempt to establish his own identity as a ruler. However, this decision also created murmurs of discontent within the royal court and among the priesthood at Giza, who saw the move as a deviation from tradition. Meritites, though no longer the queen consort, retained her influence as the matriarch of the royal family. She worked to support Djedefre's rule, offering him guidance and helping to stabilize the court during his early years as pharaoh. She was keenly aware that any sign of weakness could invite challenges to his authority, both from within the family and from powerful regional governors who sought to assert their own influence. Meritites' experience in navigating court politics proved invaluable during this period, as she sought to maintain unity in a time of potential discord. Despite her efforts, tensions began to rise between Djedefre and his younger brother, Khafre. Khafre, a charismatic and ambitious figure, had his own vision for Egypt's future and did not shy away from expressing his dissatisfaction with his brother's rule. The rivalry between the two brothers was not merely a matter of personal ambition. It reflected deeper divisions within the court and the kingdom. While Djedefre's supporters favored a more innovative approach to governance and religion, Khafre's faction sought to uphold the traditions established by their father. Meritites found herself in an unenviable position, caught between her two sons. As a mother, she loved them both deeply, but as a matriarch, she understood the importance of preserving the dynasty's unity. She worked tirelessly to mediate between Djedefre and Khafre, seeking to resolve their differences and prevent their rivalry from escalating into open conflict. Her efforts were driven by a profound understanding of the stakes involved. A divided royal family could weaken the kingdom's stability, jeopardizing the legacy of the Fourth Dynasty. Despite her best efforts, the tensions between Djedefre and Khafre ultimately proved insurmountable. Djedefre's reign was cut short after only 8 years, under circumstances that remain shrouded in mystery. Some accounts suggest that his death may have been the result of illness or an accident, while others hint at the possibility of political intrigue or even foul play. Whatever the cause, Djedefre's untimely demise left the throne vacant, and the path was clear for Khafre to ascend as the new pharaoh. Khafre's rise to power was accompanied by significant changes within the court. His reign marked a return to the traditions of his father, as evidenced by his decision to construct his pyramid at Giza. Alongside the Great Pyramid of Khufu, Khafre's pyramid, while slightly smaller than his father's, was no less impressive in its design and execution. It stood as a symbol of his commitment to preserving the legacy of the Fourth Dynasty, a legacy that Meritites had worked so hard to safeguard. For Meritites, Khafre's accession brought both relief and sorrow. While she was proud of her son's achievements and his dedication to the family's legacy, she mourned the loss of Djedefre, whose reign had been marked by potential that was never fully realized. As a mother, the rivalry between her sons had been a source of deep pain. But as a queen, she understood the necessity of moving forward. She continued to play a vital role in the court, offering counsel to Khafre and helping to ensure the stability of his reign. Khafre's rule brought a period of renewed stability and prosperity to Egypt. Under his leadership, the construction of monumental structures at Giza continued, including the enigmatic Great Sphinx, which many believe was built during his reign. Meritites' influence during this time, though less direct, was no less significant. Her earlier efforts to instill values of leadership and unity in her children had left an indelible mark on Khafre, shaping his approach to governance and his dedication to the gods. As the years passed, Meritites witnessed the continued evolution of the dynasty she had helped to shape. Her role as the matriarch of the royal family remained a source of strength and guidance for her descendants, even as the challenges of ruling a vast and diverse kingdom persisted. She had weathered the storms of court intrigue, family rivalries, and the demands of leadership, emerging as a symbol of resilience and devotion. The story of Meritites I during this tumultuous period is one of perseverance and quiet strength. Her ability to navigate the complexities of family dynamics and court politics ensured the survival of the Fourth Dynasty during one of its most challenging chapters. Though the power struggles between Djedefre and Khafre threatened to undermine the stability of the kingdom, Meritites' unwavering commitment to her family and her legacy helped to hold the dynasty together. Her legacy as a mother and a queen continues to resonate through the sands of Giza, where the monuments of her family stand as a testament to their achievements and the challenges they overcame. Meritites may not have wielded power in the traditional sense, but her influence was felt in every decision, every alliance, and every moment of triumph and sorrow that defined the Fourth Dynasty. She was the glue that held her family together, a silent force whose impact shaped the course of Egyptian history. Amidst the towering monuments of Giza and the bustling activity of the royal court, Meritites I's role as a spiritual anchor to the Fourth Dynasty came into full focus. Ancient Egypt was a civilization deeply intertwined with the divine, where every pharaoh's rule was legitimized by their relationship with the gods. While Khufu's divine authority was symbolized by the Great Pyramid, Meritites served as the kingdom's spiritual heart, ensuring that the pharaoh's power was constantly reinforced by the blessings of the gods and the principles of Ma'at, the cosmic balance of order and justice. Meritites understood that religion in ancient Egypt was not merely a private practice but a powerful tool of statecraft. As the great royal wife, she was both a devotee and a leader in the religious life of the kingdom. Her presence at sacred ceremonies and rituals was a testament to the royal family's divine connection, a bond that was critical to maintaining the legitimacy of their rule. Meritites embraced this role with a devotion that was as genuine as it was politically astute, ensuring that the god's favor was always upon her family. One of the key aspects of Meritites' religious devotion was her relationship with the goddess Hathor. As the goddess of love, motherhood, and fertility, Hathor was a central figure in the lives of Egyptian queens, embodying the ideals of femininity and divine grace. Meritites became a fervent patroness of Hathor's temples, offering gifts and overseeing ceremonies in the goddess's honor. Her devotion to Hathor was not only a reflection of her personal faith, but also a deliberate effort to align herself with a deity who symbolized the nurturing and protective aspects of queenship. Hathor's temples, many of which were located in regions critical to the kingdom's stability, became centers of worship and pilgrimage under Meritites' patronage. The queen's support for these temples reinforced the connection between the royal family and the divine, a connection that was vital in maintaining the loyalty of Egypt's regional governors and priests. By elevating Khafre's cult, Meritites also strengthened her own position within the court, as her association with the goddess served as a powerful reminder of her role as both a mother and a spiritual leader. Meritites' religious activities were not limited to Khafre. She also played an active role in the worship of Ra, the sun god, whose daily journey across the sky symbolized life, death, and rebirth. The construction of the Great Pyramid, aligned with celestial bodies and steeped in religious symbolism, was a testament to Khufu's and Meritites' shared dedication to Ra. Meritites ensured that the rituals honoring Ra were conducted with precision and reverence, understanding that these ceremonies were not only acts of faith, but also displays of the kingdom's unity and strength. One of Meritites' most significant contributions to Egypt's spiritual life was her role in fostering the concept of the pharaoh's divine status. Khufu's reign marked a period when the idea of the king as a living god was firmly established, and Meritites was instrumental in promoting this belief. Through her participation in sacred rituals and her visible devotion to the gods, she reinforced the perception that the royal family was divinely chosen to rule. This belief was critical in maintaining the stability of the kingdom, as it provided a unifying framework for the diverse peoples of Egypt. Meritites' religious devotion also extended to the workers who labored on the royal projects, including the construction of the Great Pyramid. She understood that these workers, who toiled under arduous conditions, needed more than sustenance and shelter. They needed spiritual support. Meritites ensured that ceremonies were held to honor their efforts and seek the gods' blessings for their well-being. These acts of compassion and piety endeared her to the laborers, strengthening their loyalty to the royal family and the monumental task they had undertaken. As the years passed, Meritites' reputation as a spiritual leader grew. Her patronage of temples and her dedication to the gods became a defining aspect of her legacy, one that was deeply intertwined with her role as a mother and a queen. She saw her religious devotion as an extension of her responsibilities to her family and her kingdom, a way of ensuring that the divine favor that had blessed Khufu's reign would continue to guide their descendants. However, Meritites' religious activities were not without challenges. The priesthood, a powerful institution in its own right, often had its own interests and agendas. Meritites navigated these dynamics with skill and diplomacy, using her position to mediate between the pharaoh and the priests. Her ability to balance these relationships was critical in maintaining the harmony that was essential to the kingdom's prosperity. As Meritites grew older, her role as a spiritual leader became even more pronounced. She spent more time at the temples, offering prayers and overseeing rituals that sought to ensure the dynasty's continuity and the kingdom's stability. Her devotion to the gods was matched by her unwavering commitment to her family, and she saw these two aspects of her life as inseparable. For Meritites, the divine and the earthly were not opposing forces but complementary elements of a greater whole. When Meritites passed away, her contributions to Egypt's spiritual life were commemorated in her tomb near the Great Pyramid. The inscriptions and artifacts found in her burial site reflect her deep connection to the gods and her role in shaping the religious landscape of her time. Though her name may not be as well known as that of her husband or sons, her impact on the kingdom's spiritual foundation is undeniable. Meritites' legacy as a religious leader is one of quiet strength and profound faith. She understood the power of belief, not only as a personal conviction but as a unifying force that could sustain a kingdom. Through her devotion to the gods and her dedication to her family, she ensured that the principles of Ma'at continued to guide Egypt long after her time. Her story is a reminder that the greatest leaders are often those who work behind the scenes, shaping the destiny of their people through wisdom, compassion, and faith. In the shadow of the Great Pyramid of Giza, nestled among the sand and stone, lies a cluster of tombs known as the Eastern Necropolis. This sacred ground was reserved for those closest to Pharaoh Khufu, his family, and the most loyal members of his court. Among these tombs is one that belongs to Meritites I, the great royal wife, whose life and contributions to the kingdom had left an indelible mark on the Fourth Dynasty. This tomb, a silent sentinel standing near the Great Pyramid, is more than a final resting place. It is a testament to her enduring legacy. Meritite's tomb, marked by its position within the necropolis, speaks volumes about her status and importance. Situated close to Khufu's Great Pyramid, it signifies the queen's role as the pharaoh's most trusted partner in life and the afterlife. In ancient Egyptian belief, proximity to the pharaoh's burial site was not merely a privilege but a spiritual necessity, ensuring that the deceased could share in the divine blessings bestowed upon the king. Meritite's tomb, designated G1A, was one of the first in the necropolis to be constructed, a reflection of the honor accorded to her. The design and inscriptions within the tomb reveal much about Meritite's life and her role in the royal family. The structure itself, though modest compared to the grandeur of the Great Pyramid, is elegantly crafted, with precise masonry and intricate carvings. The walls of the tomb are adorned with scenes that depict Meritite's her various roles as a queen, a mother, and a devout follower of the gods. These images provide a glimpse into her daily life and the responsibilities she bore, serving as a narrative of her contributions to the kingdom. One of the most striking features of the tomb is the depiction of Meritite's relationship with the goddess Hathor. In several scenes, the queen is shown receiving blessings from Hathor, underscoring her devotion to the goddess and the spiritual connection that defined her life. These depictions highlight the queen's role as a mediator between the divine and the mortal realms, a role that was central to her identity and her influence within the court. The presence of Hathor in Meritite's tomb serves as a reminder of the queen's enduring faith and her dedication to upholding the principles of Ma'at. The inscriptions also emphasize Meritite's role as a mother and the matriarch of the royal family. She is often portrayed with her children, a visual representation of her efforts to secure the dynasty's future. These images are not only a tribute to her legacy, but also a reflection of the ancient Egyptian belief in the importance of family ties in the afterlife. By including these depictions, the tomb's designers sought to ensure that Meritite's bond with her loved ones would endure for eternity. The construction of Meritite's tomb was a collaborative effort, involving skilled artisans, architects, and laborers who were dedicated to honoring the queen's legacy. The logistics of building such a structure required careful planning and the allocation of significant resources, reflecting the respect and reverence that Meritites commanded. The tomb's location within the eastern necropolis also indicates the close relationship between the queen and the pharaoh, as well as her prominence within the royal court. For Meritites, the tomb was not merely a physical structure but a spiritual vessel that would carry her soul into the afterlife. The ancient Egyptians believed that the soul, or Ka, required sustenance and care in the afterlife, and the tomb was designed to provide for these needs. Offerings of food, drink, and other necessities were placed within the tomb, along with inscriptions that invoked the god's blessings. Meritite's tomb reflects this belief, with its carefully arranged chambers and offerings ensuring that the queen would be well provided for in eternity. The eastern necropolis itself is a site of profound historical and spiritual significance, as the burial place of Khufu's family and close associates. It serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of life and death in ancient Egyptian culture. The proximity of these tombs to the Great Pyramid reflects the belief that the pharaoh's divine power extended to those around him, binding them together in a shared destiny. Meritite's tomb, situated within this sacred landscape, is a powerful symbol of her enduring connection to the pharaoh and the kingdom they built together. For centuries, Meritite's tomb lay buried beneath the sands, the stories hidden from view. It was not until modern archaeologists began to explore the eastern necropolis that the full extent of her legacy was uncovered. The artifacts and inscriptions found within her tomb have provided invaluable insights into her life, her role within the royal court, and the spiritual beliefs that guided her. These discoveries have allowed historians to piece together the story of a queen whose influence was felt in every corner of the kingdom. Today, Meritite's tomb stands as a silent testament to her life and her contributions to the Fourth Dynasty. Though the sands of time have eroded much of its original grandeur, the essence of her legacy remains intact. Her story, told through the walls of her tomb and the monuments of Giza, is one of resilience, devotion, and quiet strength. Meritites may not have sought the spotlight, but her presence is felt in the enduring legacy of the dynasty she helped to shape. The Eastern Necropolis, with its weathered stones and sacred aura, is a place of reflection and reverence. It is here that Meritite's story finds its most tangible expression. A story that continues to inspire and captivate those who seek to understand the lives of the women who shaped history. Her tomb, standing in the shadow of the Great Pyramid, is a reminder that true greatness often lies in the quiet, steadfast contributions of those who work behind the scenes, leaving an impact that endures for millennia. The sands of Egypt have a way of concealing stories, their golden grains covering not just monuments but also the lives of those who shaped them. For Meritites I, the great royal wife of Pharaoh Khufu, her legacy was one of quiet strength and unwavering devotion, a legacy that, though often overshadowed by the grandeur of the Great Pyramid and the fame of the pharaohs, continues to resonate through history as centuries passed and the memory of her reign faded into obscurity. Her contributions to Egypt's golden age remained a hidden thread in the vast tapestry of ancient civilization. The story of Meritites I is one that historians and archaeologists have had to piece together from fragments, tomb inscriptions, scattered records, and the layout of the Eastern Necropolis. Unlike the towering pyramids that proclaim the glory of Egypt's kings, the lives of its queens were often left to be inferred. Yet these fragments reveal a woman who played a pivotal role in the stability and success of the Fourth Dynasty. A queen whose influence extended beyond the palace walls and into the very heart of the kingdom. Meritite's legacy is most apparent in the enduring structures of Giza. While Khufu is celebrated as the architect of the Great Pyramid, it is impossible to ignore the role Meritites played in its creation. Her management of the royal court, her spiritual devotion, and her ability to mediate between competing factions were crucial in creating the conditions that allowed such a monumental project to succeed. The Great Pyramid, though attributed to Khufu, stands as a silent testament to their partnership, a reflection of their shared ambition and vision for Egypt's future. Yet Meritite's contributions go beyond her support for Khufu's architectural endeavors. She was a mother who shaped the lives of her children, instilling in them the values and strategies that would define their reigns. Djedefre and Khafre, her sons, carried forward the dynasty's legacy, building their own pyramids and contributing to the cultural and political evolution of Egypt. The stability of the Fourth Dynasty, even amidst the challenges of succession and rivalry, owes much to Meritite's efforts to prepare her children for leadership and maintain harmony within the royal family. Meritite's influence also extended to the spiritual realm. Her devotion to the gods, particularly Hathor and Ra, left an indelible mark on Egypt's religious landscape. Her patronage of temples and her participation in sacred rituals reinforced the divine legitimacy of the royal family, ensuring that the kingdom's spiritual foundation remained strong. These actions not only solidified her position within the court but also strengthened the bond between the pharaoh and the people, uniting the kingdom under a shared faith. However, Meritite's legacy was not without its challenges. The historical records of her life are sparse, a reflection of the limited attention given to queens in a society that prioritized the achievements of kings. The sands of time, combined with the political shifts that followed the Fourth Dynasty, further obscured her story. While Khufu's name endured through the towering presence of the Great Pyramid, Meritite's name faded into the background, her contributions eclipsed by the grand narrative of pharaonic power. It was not until modern archaeology brought the Eastern Necropolis to light that Meritite's story began to emerge. Her tomb, with its intricate carvings and inscriptions, provided a glimpse into her life and her role in the royal court. These discoveries have allowed historians to re-examine her contributions, highlighting the ways in which she shaped the dynasty's legacy and influenced the course of Egyptian history. Today, Meritites I is recognized not just as a queen but as a figure of resilience and quiet strength. Her story is a reminder of the many women whose contributions have been overlooked or forgotten, their lives buried beneath the monuments they helped create. Meritites may not have sought the spotlight, but her impact is undeniable. Through her devotion to her family, her kingdom, and the gods, she ensured the success of one of Egypt's most iconic dynasties. Her legacy, though shadowed by the grandeur of her husband's achievements, is one of profound importance. It is a legacy that speaks to the power of partnership, the strength of quiet leadership, and the enduring influence of those who work behind the scenes. Meritites may first have lived in the shadow of the Great Pyramid, but her story, like the pyramid itself, stands as a testament to the enduring strength and vision of ancient Egypt. As the sun sets over Giza, casting long shadows across the desert, the monuments of the Fourth Dynasty remind us of the greatness of a civilization and the individuals who shaped it. Meritites I, though often hidden in the shadows, was one of those individuals, a queen whose legacy continues to inspire and captivate, even as it remains quietly etched into the sands of history. As the sands of Giza stretch endlessly into the horizon, the towering monuments of the Fourth Dynasty cast their long shadows over a landscape imbued with the whispers of history. In this eternal tableau of stone and sand, the story of Meritites I finds its quiet conclusion, not as a tale of conquest or singular triumph, but as a reflection of resilience, devotion, and enduring legacy. Though the Great Pyramid stands as a symbol of Khufu's ambition, it also echoes the steadfast contributions of a queen who helped make such greatness possible. Meritites I was more than a queen. She was a figure of profound influence, a stabilizing force in an era of monumental ambition and shifting power. Through her wisdom and quiet strength, she ensured the prosperity of her family, the stability of her kingdom, and the spiritual balance of her people. She was the bridge between the divine and the earthly, a mother to a dynasty, and a partner to one of history's most ambitious rulers. Though her role was often overshadowed, her legacy remains woven into the fabric of ancient Egypt. As her tomb rests near the Great Pyramid, Meritite's spirit seems to linger among the monuments of her family. For the ancient Egyptians, death was not an end but a transition to a new existence in the afterlife, where the soul would continue its journey under the protection of the gods. The proximity of her burial to Khufu's pyramid speaks to the bond they shared in life and death, a partnership rooted in shared purpose and mutual respect. In their afterlife, as in life, Meritites and Khufu's connection endures, carried on by the monuments they left behind. The lessons from Meritite's life transcend the confines of time and geography. Her story is one of leadership that thrives in the shadows, of strength that does not demand recognition but achieves lasting impact. She reminds us that true influence often lies in the unseen, the choices made in moments of quiet reflection, the sacrifices made for others, and the unwavering commitment to a vision larger than oneself. Her life is a testament to the enduring power of those who lead not for glory but for the greater good. As modern eyes gaze upon the pyramids of Giza, marveling at their grandeur and mystery, Meritite's story finds new life. Historians, archaeologists, and storytellers continue to uncover the fragments of her existence, piecing together the narrative of a queen whose legacy was hidden in the shadows of history. Each discovery adds depth to her story, transforming her from a footnote in Khufu's tale to a figure of significance in her own right. The sands of Egypt may shift and change, but the monuments of Giza remain steadfast, bearing silent witness to the lives of those who built them. Meritites I, though often unrecognized, stands among the great figures of history, her legacy etched not in grand proclamations but in the enduring achievements of her family and her kingdom. Her life serves as a reminder that greatness is not always measured by visibility, but by the quiet strength that supports the foundation of something timeless. And so, as the sun dips below the horizon, casting the pyramids in golden light, the story of Meritites I finds its place in the annals of history. She was the silent queen of the sands, the steadfast pillar of a dynasty, and the guiding force behind one of the greatest chapters in human civilization. Though her name may not be as renowned as that of her husband or her sons, her influence resonates in the stones of Giza and the legacy of the Fourth Dynasty, enduring for millennia as a reflection of an eternal queen.